Hi and welcome to Mondraker TV. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through the brand new 2024 Chrono Carbon DC. It's a high performance hardtail that blends cross-country pedigree with down-country capabilities. Okay, before we get started, I just want to make everyone aware of just how different this bike is to the other high-performance hardtail that we make, the Podium. So, as I was saying, the Podium. This is as light as you can possibly get. This is for the out-and-out cross-country rider and racer. The rider that wants the lightest possible bike. No dropper post, 27.2, super slender frame design. Everything about this is about saving weight. We're talking sub 9 kilos. Anyhow, back to the other one. Okay, and back to that Chrono Carbon DC, which yes, it does share some visual similarities, but it's a very different bike. So up front, you've got a bigger 120mm travel fork on there. You've got a slacker head angle. You've got much more material on the front of the frame there at the head tube. You've got much more material down by the bottom bracket yoke there, so it's much stiffer. You've got a bigger diameter seat post and seat tube on there, and you've even got a dropper post as standard spec. All of these things combined hint at the technical capabilities of this bike. Sure, it's still a lightweight, and sure, you could still race this bike, but let's face it, this really is a bike to bring a big grin to your face, as opposed to being an out-and-out race bike. So let's get in a little bit closer then and have a look at the frame itself. So it's designed from stealth carbon, which you can see across the board, and we have our lovely blade-like top tube on the bike. Now, being aimed at downcountry means the bike has different demands on it compared to a cross-country race bike. Because of that, we've got 120mm travel fork on the front, and you have a slacker head angle. So this is running a 67.5-degree head angle, and you might notice it's got a lot more material on the front there compared to that cross-country race bike. The cable port is on the side of the frame here at the head tube at the front, and it's running the hidden housing guide that goes all the way through the frame down to the chainstays there. The bottom bracket itself is a BSA threaded unit, and it sits 310mm above the deck, and it's a 60mm drop on there for those that want to work it that way. The diameter is bigger, and it houses a 31.6mm dropper post on here, a bit stiffer, just a bit burlier for power transfer and general intention. Seat angle effective is 74.5 degrees. Chainstay length is 430mm. Out back you have a Boost 148mm system, and you have the SRAM UDH on there. You also have a rubber protection and finishing kit on the chainstays to silence down any chain slap, and you have twin bottle cage mounts in the front triangle here. Now interestingly, these ones have blanking plates in them, so you can choose to run a regular bottle cage configuration. We can remove these and fit the Fidlock flush fits on the inside here, which just looks that little bit nicer. And then finally, you have the absolute knockout two-tone paint finish that you see on the bike. And certainly from where I'm standing, you can see several different colours in this, which I think just looks absolutely fantastic. In terms of sizing, there are 4 sizes available: small, medium, large and extra large. And the reach on the small is 425mm, and it ranges up to 475 on the extra large. Now up at the front here, you've got a 760mm bar, and depending on the size you opt for, you have different stem lengths. So you have 50mm on the small and on the medium, you have a 60mm on the large, and you have a 70mm on the extra large. Fork on the bike is a Fox 34 step cast running 120mm travel, and it's running a lockout remote there. And wheels on the bike are the Mavic Crossmax XL-S offerings. Now these run a 30mm rim on there, made from alloy. Now this rim gives the tyres a really big profile on there. And the cool thing about these wheels is that they're laced up to cross with a straight pull bladed spoke. Now you've got a combination of that 30mm stiff rim with a spoke pattern that allows for a bit of compliance, so returning a bit of ride feel. You've got 2.4-inch Maxxis Ardents on there, and you have got gobs of mud clearance. I can stick my hands down the side of these things. So plenty of mud clearance for even the worst conditions. This RR model features SRAM level brakes on here. So you've got a 180mm rotor on the front and you've got a 160 on the back here via the flat mount on the chainstay. And onto the back of the bike, you've got another Maxxis Ardent there, the 2.4 of course. So you can set these up tubeless on the Mavic Crossmax XLS wheels, another 30mm rim there. On the back, of course, you've got the ID 360 system, which is Mavic's ratchet system. So super reliable, easy to service, great under torque. Transmission-wise, you have a SRAM GX Eagle 1x12 system on here. Now the crank length varies depending on the size, so the smaller the mediums run 170s, the large and extra large run 175s. Chainring size is 34 across the board. And then finishing kit really, the seat post is the last thing you really need to know about. So 125mm drop on this size small, ranging up to 170mm drop on the size extra large. And if you're wondering about the weight, a size medium like this one right here, 11.6 kilos, which given the intention of the bike, I think that's pretty bang on. I'd love to know what you think of our latest Chrono Carbon DC. I think it's an awesome looking bike. Something you'd be interested in? Let us know in the comments down there and we'll see you in another video soon. Thanks for watching.